On today's Design Tools for Makers, we'll be going over Pepakura Designer and discussing the endless ways you can make amazing things with it. What is Pepakura? Pepakura translates to papercraft from Japanese, and Pepakura Designer is a Windows-only program, or Mac users, that is used for creating buildable papercraft models. Using three-dimensional data, Pepakura takes the models that you put into the program and unfolds it into a flat template to be cut, folded, and glued together. Pepakura accepts a range of 3D file extensions and save files in its native extension called .pdo. Many artists, designers, and cosplay/prop makers sometimes use these paper templates to guide them while using other materials other than paper, such as foam. Other times, they will use the finished paper product as a first step in a longer process, such as Iron Man costumes and helmets that will be covered in fiberglass, polyurethane resin, or cyanoacrylate glue in order to become a solid, rigid body usable object. Please do not use fiberglass, polyurethane resin, or other chemicals with fumes in an enclosed space. Sometimes Bondo will be added in order to give the object a smooth appearance. Once painted, onlookers will never know that these items were originally created with paper. Do I have to make my own models? Fortunately, you don't have to make your own models unless you are looking for something very specific. There is a large range of model files you can find on the internet, either on Pepakura Designer website itself or elsewhere. A quick Google search will net you with a lot of results for a large variety of projects. Plus, as long as you can find an STL or OBJ, you can bring those in as well and fold them yourself. However, if you still can't find it, then you can create your own files using objects you've created on programs like Tinkercad and Fusion 360. Here are 5 amazing Pepakura examples. Number 1, Horsa. This paper torso was created by Australian architect Horsa. It comes with anatomically correct and skilled organs as well as a torso for them to fit in, which he designed to go into a science lab of a school in Fiji. He used 200 grams per square meter white cardstock as his paper. Number 2, EA Battlefront Stormtrooper Helmet. Svetlana over at Kame Cosplay was commissioned by Electronic Arts to create this replica Stormtrooper helmet for the game EA Battlefront. The first step she took was finding a 3D file of the helmet online and then unfolding it using Pepakura Designer. Instead of using paper, she uses foam to craft her helmets. She uses a lot of foam for her projects, which is lightweight and in general holds up better than just paper. If you'd like to create one of these, she goes step by step on her video and provides both a PDF and Pepakura file for you as well. Number 3, Dragon Head. Here's a dragon head I found on the Pepakura Designer Gallery and created using white and purple paper. Overall, it was simple to follow the directions and I printed it out so that it had the numbers on the flaps. All I had to do was follow the numbers almost like a paint-by-numbers set. It took many hours to cut out by hand, fold, and glue together, and I'd recommend having a large table to work on. Overall, I'm very pleased with this project, but I wish I had used heavier paper. Number 4, Triceratops Head. Here is another head, this time the head of a Triceratops. This one was posted on the Pepakura Club Facebook group. They have the model and PDF over there if you'd like to recreate this magnificent beast. Number 5, Iron Man costume. This example really shows you what can be done with a lot of patience and Pepakura. This full-scale, light-up, adjustable Iron Man Mark VI costume was created by Instructables user Sakai over 4 full months. Over at Instructables, he goes through his full process from printing, cutting, and pasting, fiberglassing, smoothing out, priming and painting, doing the electronics, and adding details. It's really a remarkable piece of work. The steps of Pepakura. Number 1, download Pepakura Designer and Model. Where do I go to download Pepakura? Pepakura can be downloaded from the following website: It may be easier to just type in Pepakura Designer download in Google and find it from there. Number 2, set up your model in Pepakura Designer. In Pepakura Designer, you can move, rotate, join, and disjoin parts in the pattern, as well as place text and images in your pattern as well. Once that's done, press the Unfold button. Step 3. Save the PDF and print it using a printer on heavy paper. Step 4. Cut out all of the shapes along the solid, not dashed lines, and mark to remember what is what. This is an option you can set to automatically be done before you save your PDF. Please be very careful when cutting out your shapes. If you are a child or a teenager and you are using a knife, please make sure to have a parent with you and make sure to cut away from your body. Number 5. Fold all of your shapes in the directions indicated by the line style. All lines are either solid, which is a regular cut, a mountain, dashed like this, which is the peak of a mountain, so you'll fold down, or the opposite, dashed like this, which are called belly folds, which is where the peak is on the bottom, like the belly in a V. Step 6, glue everything together, and now you're done, unless you decide to take extra steps. Pepakura pros and cons. Pros. You can create accurate, lifelike 3D models from the computer to physical manifestation. Pepakura Designer allows you to use one button to unfold your 3D model. Pepakura balances skill with the ability to process and follow instructions. Pepakura is cheaper than buying prop kits online. It uses simple materials that everybody can find, such as paper and glue. The Pepakura Designer software has many plugins, including the Silhouette plugin, which allows you to use a silhouette cameo to cut out your shapes for you. And there are a large number of models available online. But what are some Pepakura cons? Not all printers can handle cardstock or heavy paper, so you may have to go looking for a printer that will work. It's not a fast process whatsoever, but sometimes slow can be fast. Paper does not hold up well, but can be covered in other materials or used to cut in foam instead. Some of those other materials require safety precautions, and that might be something to think about as well. If you're looking for more resources, I'd suggest several different places. There's a lot of great Pepakura designers and cosplay prop creators who create video content on YouTube. One of my favorite channels on YouTube that does Pepakura in their projects often is Svetlana over at Kamai Cosplay. I've also found several Facebook and Reddit groups that focus specifically on Pepakura. Pepakura Club on Facebook is one of them, and they even have templates for the projects they post. Pinterest has a lot of Pepakura files and examples and is a great place to look for inspiration. And if you're trying to create replicas for roleplay, the Replica Prop Forum is one of the best long-standing forums dedicated specifically to creating your favorite items, costumes, and props from movies, video games, and other media. You can find their website at therpf.com. There's also the 405th Infantry Division for those creating Halo costumes, and the 501st Legion for those wanting to create Star Wars costumes. In conclusion, Pepakura is a straightforward but sometimes time-consuming process that allows you to make all sorts of neat life-size objects and artworks. Overall, this technique is fairly straightforward, though some modeling can be tricky. However, for simple 3D models and models that don't have an exact fitting, the process is an easy way to get a large 3D model from your computer into real life. If you make something awesome, please share. As always, I challenge you to go out there and learn, create, and make.